Hey guys, I'm Sdanwolf. Welcome back to the channel. I'm taking you on a little side quest here. This is one of these builds. It was inspired by Beyond Drew TV, one of my buddies on here. I'll link his Grand States Mid-America build down below, and he's built a gas station for that park. Awesome series if you want to go check that out. It's one of those projects that starts kind of in the mid 70s, and he's progressing you, later and later, further into the future. And you can the whole series is watching the park grow and kind of watching it go through its trials and tribulations. He built an aero coaster not too far back, and the story explains how that coaster almost made the park go bankrupt. So you'll have to go check that out. Very cool twist on Planet Coaster content. Very fun project. But yeah, so he showed me a picture of his little gas station that he's building for an upcoming video, and it just got my gears turning. Beyond Drew and I back in the day used to build a lot of little old builds like this, particularly with a company that we use a lot of reference to, not just on Pinterest, but they're still a company, but it's called Bar Mills, BARMILLS, and they're a model train making company based out of Maine. Here in the States, and that is kind of their thing. They build old school Americana type gas stations, factories, restaurants, steam factories. They just do all of these type of mid to late 1950s, all the way up into the 80s and 90s of Americana type builds for people's model train station builds. And Drew actually got me on this a couple years ago and said, man, just Google it. I'm telling you, this is a style that I think you'll love. Just go look at some of the little buildings that they create for these train towns, and I was hooked. From the moment I saw it, I was hooked, and I've been doing Bar Mills builds ever since. And this is my first Planet Coaster 2 Bar Mills Texaco station. And one of the things that's interesting about, if you've been around Planet Coaster, Planet Zoo long enough, you'll know that grittiness is hard to capture in this game, and meaning everything is so freaking clean. The lettering, the texture of the baseboards, the texture of the walls, everything in this game is meant to be fresh and clean. So it's always a fun challenge to go in and gritty Planet Coaster up. And I think this was a first good test. This was my first, because, even with Wilderness Springs, with the hotel, with the little shops across the highway, even with, Kama'aina, it's all very clean. These are very fancy resorts. These resorts are, pristine condition. They're not going to have janky little Texaco stations or hotels and stuff like that in them. And I think this was a first good test to the level of just jank and junk and the grit that we're able to pull out of these pieces. And I think if you just kind of pull on your imagination a little bit, this definitely can pass for an old junky gas station and kind of like minor repair area. I was thinking, I didn't add you could certainly go in and add a garage onto the back of it, but I didn't envision this as being like a place where you would have your transmission changed or your engine changed out. This is more so like just a little quick, they'll fix your flat tire, they'll clean off your windshield, they'll fill up your tank, and then, you can go in and maybe grab a candy or, grab some Coke or something. Or, I think Beyond Drew probably says soda pop. My little Midwestern nerd. He probably doesn't say Coke or like, I want to go in the gas station real quick and grab a Coke. Do y'all want anything? He would probably say pop or soda pop. So for you Midwesterners out there, go in here and grab yourself a soda pop. And so that is kind of like the gist of this little build. Quick little roadside stop. And you guys will have to let me know if you want to see more quick little deviations of these type of builds. And what I was also telling beyond Drew and Leaf, what I like about these little builds is it breaks up your main builds a little bit, even though this has, you know, I know we're full on into the, you know, the Hawaiian resort right now, but sometimes it's fun to just break off and do these little one-off builds. This, in real time, okay, I sped it up to like, you guys may see 10 minutes of this. In real time, it's like an hour and 10 minutes. So really, it's just like something I just kind of, I was on Discord on my phone. Drew sent that picture in and I'm like, I'm gonna go downstairs real quick and just try that. I've not tried any Bar Mills old school builds like this since, you know, really, let's see, is there anything? No, we did the popcorn cart. Axe and Barrel was a newer, you know, that's a newer style restaurant. Pals is the drive-through, did a little Waffle House, did a modern Weigel's gas station. I don't think this has got to be the first thing. I know it was not been out long, but we've done a bunch of stuff. This has got to be my first really take on a janky, gritty gas station. And even with the pieces that are available now, you can see that the concept is there. Like I think this is a really good proof of concept. And Jur as well, you know, the guy that I used some of his old Western pieces in Wilderness Springs, kind of off from the Show Street area. Another really, really awesome proof of concept that the grittiness is possible in Planet Coaster 2 already. And that is, I just think that is something that is going to be, I think it's going to have such a fun impact on builds going into the future with, you know, if more people get on board and try these and not just do like the fancy, brand new, everything's in pristine condition, you know, type theme park builds. And I'm just here to tell you, there is a lot of fun to be had in these type of builds. With this one, wanted to go a little more in depth with the lettering, but it was just kind of like a time thing. And sometimes I think you have to make, you know, sometimes you'll make those little sacrifices when you're just trying to pop off a little quick build, not do anything major. What I was going to do is I was going to do some black lettering on the back of that Texaco just to kind of make it stand out a little more. But I was like, in the end, I'm like, it's, you know, it serves its purpose. Everybody, you know, you can see the lettering. It looks old and painted on. And so I kind of just went with it. And now what you're seeing is just me trying to come up with, just like in the Sims 4, shout out to all my Sims 4 players, clutter. Clutter. And that is one of the biggest things that I think, you know, I always want to hammer into Frontier. And when they're trying, I'm putting in some little oil spills here. One of the things I always try to hammer to Frontier is we can absolutely never have enough clutter. And, you know, if anybody from Frontier is watching this, keep up the clutter. Definitely keep up your, I know this doesn't have anything to do with this particular build, but foliage clutter, your flowers. We definitely need more flowers. We need wheels. We need like detachable wheels. You know, just keep coming with the little individual pieces of clutter. Even if what you think is as insignificant as you could possibly imagine, believe me, somebody out here could take advantage of that piece and use it for clutter, for bigger projects. This little sign, I put oil changes on here because I was going to go around back and do like a little oil change place. Kind of decided against that in the end. Wanted to keep it a little bit of a smaller scope, and ended up just changing that to a restroom sign, I believe. And just another thing too, just the lettering. Don't sleep on your lettering. That is in like the miscellaneous tabs of your sign option, and you can see where I put flats fixed, windshields cleaned. All of that little type of detail helps in your build, like that real world, what you would see, that style of advertising, like just letting people know what the company does, what you can stop in and take advantage of. So yeah, don't forget, like that little, it's, you know, click on your main sign tab, and then it's like a little miscellaneous type tab, and that's where you see the big Texaco lettering and that flats fixed lettering. And also, you know, this part, just continue to tinker. That's what I tell everybody. Just go back to it, take a break if you have to, come back and, you know, layer, 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 tinker, 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 and just keep coming back and seeing what you can add, like the little wood pieces that I just added to that top little drive under facade. It just gives it so much more character. And I can't stress that enough. Don't leave the bottom of your little wood pieces open. And let's jump in and take a look at the real time real quick. All right, guys, and if you stuck around this long, you get a little preview of our drive under that we're making progress on. So this is where in the next resort episode, you'll pull under and get your luggage unloaded, and, you know, get registered and all that. So yeah, like I said, appreciate it if you stuck around for that little gas station time lapse. You got a little quick peek into the drive under. So yeah, I just built this on the resort map parking lot. And yeah, this is our little Texaco gas station. We've got our little pumps out front. We've got the little lady right here for scale. Definitely very, very useful pieces those statues are. I suggest you kind of start with those statue pieces. And I think that, you know, it'll help you keep everything in scale and scope, and not get kind of way into a project and just find out you're way too big, way too small. Definitely don't want to get too far into one of these with that. But yeah, this is it. Just the jank and the clutter and the barrels and the boxes. Use the moss for the oil slick. I use some of the lights for the gas pumps. I like the whole gas pump is lights. This is one of the big giant wall lights. This is a lamp post, and this little guy right here is the resort lamp post. I thought that looked good as like a little, kind of like an old timey little hose. We've got the little bumpers right here so the cars don't bump into the gas pumps. And, you know, there's definitely room for more clutter. I just thought that, you know, this was for just being a little quick hour-long build. I just thought, you know, that kind of worked pretty cool. Got the restrooms inside, got a slushy machine. Love, love, love this little corrugated metal piece right here that kind of hangs over the windows, and I've got this cloth hanging. We've got a very dangerous, some kind of like gas canister out here that's just being, you know, held, you know, behind that little fence. Oh, we've got a bird visitor. Sorry, Planet Zoo guys. I've got birds in Planet Coaster 2 before you've got birds. Look, he's even cleaning himself. Oh, see ya. But yeah, this is your little Texaco, and by the time you see this, I should have it on the workshop, and I'll link the share code down below if you have some kind of little Americana, little Main Street that you're doing, or if you have like a what do I always want to I miscall that, not the 50s area, but like maybe some of you guys may call it like a junction area, like a 50s junction. You know, maybe you'll have a big wooden coaster or some kind of launch coaster. So yeah, that is I've got you started. Maybe I'll do some more of these as we kind of continue on our little resort build. And if you're new and you're like, okay, what the heck is all this? This is the start of the Kama'aina Lodge. So this is our newest little resort project that is going to be a massive hotel, a water park. It is just kind of going to be like an all-inclusive giant water park resort that's going to take up this whole land area side of the map. But thanks to Beyond Drew, I needed to jump out here and do a little bit of creative flex on our first little janky gas station build. So yeah, guys, go pick this up on the workshop. Thank you for stopping by and hanging out with me, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thank you.